Hi, I'd like to take this opportunity to show you how I would use the Tidyxl and Unpivotr packages by Duncan Garman's way to try to tidy some messy spreadsheet data. The spreadsheet data that I am going to be looking at is this here. It's a from the Massachusetts State. It is data that tracks students for a period of time after they leave high school and their earnings. So the file here is from the graduating class of 2008, and the data that I want is in the middle here, all of this stuff here. I want to know in the construction industry how a student is doing, say in 2015 as they graduated from the class of 2008. But you can see here that it is definitely not in a tidy format, and with the Unpivotr package and the Tidyxl package we can clean this up. So we're going to load all of these, Tidyverse and Janitor, because I just always do, and the Tidyxl and Unpivotr packages. So let's run that. And okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to download the sheet itself. So we're going to use XLSX cells, and I want the file, the year of graduation, let's see, backslash, year of graduation 2008, workforce 1.slxx. Let's see what that looks like. And there we have it. Okay. So I want to, I don't need everything out of this. I really just need this snippet here, the average by industries. So I want everything in between 43 and 62. So we're going to filter, and one row that was greater than or equal to 43, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, 62. So I want and row less than or equal to 62. I also want to be able to get rid of some other features in here. I can filter out some of this. This is 2,231 observations. I don't need to be looking at all of that. So we're going to get rid of is blank. And let's take a look at that. Yeah. So now I've chopped that down to 183 observations, 21 variables. And as you can see here, I'm starting at row 43, which is where I want to be. And we're going to call this cells. And there we go. Okay, so step number one. Step number two is that because this particular section has a bolded area, I need to take into account the bolded area, and Duncan has provided a way for us to do that. So I have to introduce these two items here. First, I'm going to call this formats, and we have XLSX formats, and I'm just going to cut and paste the name of the file here and bring it over to there. Let me paste that in there. I got to put parentheses around it. I mean, quotation marks around it. And that's going to be formats. I also need a descriptor for the bold. And for that, I'm going to use the formats that I just created. Local, font, and bold. And I'm going to take advantage of that too. Now, all of this here is going to be made available to you at Duncan's site. If we go to GitHub and Unpivotr, Duncan has provided a tremendous amount of teaching materials. And here he is, Duncan Garman's Way. You can see that he's created Tidyxl, Unpivotr as well as other things. But specifically in the Unpivotr documentation, it gives you tremendous amount of information. Especially here, he's got a cookbook. He also has 4 or 5 fantastic YouTube videos that will explain exactly what's going on. I'm just here to just try to show you how to use the package. But if you really wanted to dive deeper into how to use the lots of strategies to tidy up messy spreadsheets, this would be the place to go. So now that I've done all that, what I need to do is to figure out how to strip off headers. So you can see here the information that I want to tidy up is all of this stuff in the middle. I can just pick anything that's in the middle here, and it has to do with directionality. It's how to strip off these headers. The headers that I want are here and here. I need to put those into their own columns. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a behead function that is going to go up and take care of the first set of row headers. I'm going to use behead again to take off the second set of row headers. And then lastly, I'm going to try to take all of this stuff and put it into its own columns. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call the cells, and I'm going to use the behead function, and I'm going to say go up and to the left, and I'm going to call up and to the left, I'm going to call that year. Just to go back and show you, I've gone up and to the left, and you can see here, whoops, we can see here these are all the years, 2010 all the way up to 2016. Okay, I'm going to call that year. The second set of headers that I want is also up and to the left. And I needed to put some quotations around that. And I'm going to sorry about this. Up and to the left. I have a new keyboard. That's really no excuse, but I'm a little bit clumsy with it. And I'm going to call that employee description. And let's see that. So from the middle here, I went up and I grabbed the years off of this. I grabbed the employee descriptions. This would tell the number of people employed and their average earnings per year. And the next thing I want to do is I wanted to go over and I need to grab this bolded header there. We're going to treat it like a header. And we have something just a little bit different for this one, called the behead if function. And again, this would all be described in Duncan's manual, screen, this munging document that he has. Local format ID, which is up here, what I grabbed up here. And the direction on this is going to be up left. And I've got to give this a name. And I'm going to call that all students. I'm calling that all students because, well, that's the name of that particular column header. Let's not get too crazy. All right. One last thing I need to do, I need to just go straight over and grab all of these, which are industry types. And we're going to call that behead, and we're just going straight over to the left, and let's call that industry. Okay, so I can take a look at this, even the view function, and let's see what it looks like. So the first thing I notice under numeric, these would all be the earnings and the quantities of people. I know that because over here it's going to tell me that in 2012 there were two students in this particular field, 79 overall. Okay, that's good. And all the way over to the right would be the columns that I just created: year, employee, all students, and industry. Okay, that's looking really good. All right, so I'm going to select the columns that I've just created, and that would be year, employee description, what else? I got all students, and I've got industry. Oh, and I've also got numeric. That's where the numbers are. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Employee descript. Okay. And there we have it. All right. So the first thing I notice is that I need to trim this out. So we're going to mutate employee descript. Let's take a look at that now. Good. And I want to take a better view of that. And I do have some NAs here. It doesn't seem to bother me right at the moment. Let's take a look at, everything looks pretty good. But I'm going to do some filtering to check to see that I've got what I need. So let's take a year. Let's pick a year, I don't know, 2014. Industry. Equals, let's pick an industry up here. I don't know, construction. Copy. And let's see what it returns. So in saying in 2014, there was 14 employed in construction with an average annual salary of $49,007. So let's go check that out. In 2000, well, let's find construction first, which would be here. Let's go over to 2014, which is here. The number was 14, and the average earning was $49,077. I like it. Okay, so I think that is where I could leave off. I could fiddle around with this a little bit more, but hopefully you got the picture. Tremendous package. I think that if you're having to deal with these kind of packages in the future, it's a great way to get them nice and tidy. Check it out.